Hi guys, I got my new glasses today. At least I don't have to wear the old broken ones anymore. Anyway, just wanted to say that. Anyway, I got a pair of readers too, reading glasses, not readers, reading glasses, they're prescription. Anyway, this is part, oh gosh, 13. This is part 13 of the series I've been doing on, after the accident, the aftermath of the accident. Anyway, this is part 13. Today was kind of, the first half of the day was a pretty good day. I went and I got my glasses, got those adjusted. I think one of the nose pads might need to be adjusted a little more, but anyway, I'm not sure. I can take them back and have them adjusted again. Anyway, first half of the day was pretty good. Then I went over to, well, I had to stop at the dealership, did something there anyway, and I got me a hot chocolate while I was there, and I guess it didn't set too well with me because I felt kind of sick and I felt kind of bad. I eat my food. I came to the house, you know, the house that my ex-husband's house, and I ate some lunch, and I didn't eat what I normally do. I just ate a little bit, and I didn't really feel like eating much. Also, I've been, you know, since I've been here, I've been eating a little more junk food, or just eating stuff I don't need. And it's, you know, I really don't want to do that because I lost like 7 or 8 pounds, and now I'm like gained like a pound or 2 back. So I really don't want to do that. I just want to eat minimal because that's what I was doing before, eating fruit at night. Anyway, I'll be back with you guys in just a little bit. Hi guys, I'm back. Again, this is part 13 of the video series I've been doing after the accident. The first part of my day today was pretty good. I got my new glasses, as you saw. They weren't really my favorite pick, but, you know, probably not the first pick. I mean, I like them. I like them okay, but they weren't my first pick. But when I got the glasses, I just needed something because my old ones are broken. So, you know, it was kind of like, I got to have something. Kind of like with the car. Anyway. But I also got reading glasses. Anyway, the first part of the day was prescription reading glasses, I mean. Anyway, the first part of the day was okay. You know, it wasn't bad. I went and I got my new glasses, you know, and I seemed okay. I was pretty happy. And then I had stopped by the dealership, and anyway, I got me hot chocolate while I was there. That didn't set too well with me. I mean, I enjoyed it, but it was just, I didn't set too well. Anyway, then I came over to the house that, you know, one of my ex-husband's house, and I ate some food, some lunch. I really wasn't able to eat that much lunch because I was a little full. Probably from the chocolate. But I just didn't feel too good, you know, after I ate it. So, anyway, I watched a little tiny bit of TV. And then my ex-husband said he wanted to go to the futon store. And I've been talking about this for, you know, I've talked about this in a couple of other videos where, you know, my situation right now is not great. You know, I'm either, you know, right now, you know, I'm process of, you know, my car was totaled in the accident. My truck is in the shop. He still hasn't got, the mechanic still hasn't gotten to my truck. So I'm kind of in a situation, I'm kind of in a precarious situation. The car that my ex-husband drives, it runs really, really bad. Dropped a cylinder or something, dead cylinder. Anyway, I was able to, you know, borrow something, and that's not been, you know, I need to do something else, but, I've been looking for a van, and that, you know, I really, really want a van, because I think a van would be so much more comfortable. You know, at least I'd be able to put a bed in it, you know, I'd be able to make a bed in it. It would be so much better, so much better. I've looked at some SUVs. I wasn't pleased with what I found. I did find one, but it was outside of my price range. The only other options really I'm finding in the area that I'm in are cars, just sedans, you know, and I'm not sure how I'm going to make a bed in a car. I don't know. I know that one of the forums that I posted on, has given me some ideas on how to do it with a split folding back seat, or seats that'll come down anyway. Most of the cars I've looked at so far, except for I think maybe the Buick LeSabre, it didn't have them. A couple others didn't have split folding back seats, but a couple of them have. Anyway, so that's where I'm at right now. I'd like to find a van. I've been looking at some SUVs. That's not been the most productive. It just hasn't been, as productive as I would like. Today, I'm a little worn down today. I've been that way since the accident. If I do one thing a day, I am doing really, really well. So that's where I'm at right now. My ex-husband, when he wanted to go to the futon store, and I've talked about this before about, because he kept talking about getting a futon, kept getting a futon, and, getting me a futon so that, I'll have a place to sleep when I'm in this area. And I guess that was just, I don't know, I foolish thinking, maybe foolish on my part. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, he kept talking about a futon. He kept talking about, having something so that, I'll be able to have somewhere to sleep besides in my car. And, and obviously this car's it's not as comfortable as what my Ford Focus was. And I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's doable, but it's certainly not as comfortable, it's not a bed, and anyway. And it doesn't sleep as well, and I've said this before, it doesn't sleep as well as my Ford Taurus did, or my my Chevy Impala. It just doesn't. So anyway, I don't know about the next one. The next one I don't know how that's going to be. I know the Hyundai Sonata that I test drove, it had very hard seats. It was not the best. Did have split folding back seats. I don't, and I've gotten some ideas from some of the ladies on one of the Facebook forums that I'm a part of, being able to lay the seats down and make a bed into it. And I haven't tried that. I mean, obviously I'm not going to do that until, something else. But anyways, I'm going to see what I can do. But right now I'm just working with what I got. Front seat, And as I've said in the past, the Chevy Impala and the Ford Taurus did fine in the front seat. It really wasn't that bad. The one thing I don't like is leather seats. I know if leather seats, the seat covers, they like to slide around. And I did find some shelf liner for hopefully, anyway, next, whatever I get has leather seats. And I can put it on those. If not, it'll make great, it'll make great, in the kitchen. I think I'm a little worn down today. I'm a little sad. I know last night, part 12 and part 12 and a half, I talked about, all the stuff I've been through in the past year. I've been through 5 vehicles. I lost most of my friends this year. And then last night, someone else, decided, the only thing more to do with me, just deleted me, the only thing more to do with me. And I have to be okay with that. I mean, because it's just where I'm at, Anyway, so we go to the futon store. And, I feel like maybe that was foolish thinking or foolish on my part, because my ex-husband kept talking about, getting a futon for me so that when I'm in this area, I have, until some of this stuff is sorted. I mean, because right now, I mean, I'm in no position to go back to the Outer Banks to my boat. I have no way of doing that. I can't do that. I can't do any of that until all this mess with my car being totaled and, and everything that's going on, until it's sorted. I can't do anything until it's sorted. Anyway, so we get to the futon store and he says, we're talking, and this whole time, I mean, I guess I was just really, really foolish, because this whole time he kept talking about buying the futon, for me, so I would have a place to sleep when I'm here in this area. Well, we're there. We sit down on a couple futons, and I found one I kind of like. I mean, it was pretty comfortable, for me, whatever, sitting on like a, futon's like a sofa. But he sat down on it. He liked it. So, he said, okay, we'll take this one. Anyway, toward the end of the, transaction, and I guess the lady said something about, setting it up tonight, and it's getting late. It's already, after 6 o'clock tonight. I mean, we went out of there till nearly 6. When I got to the house, I pulled up and I decided to eat something. He was asleep, which is pretty common, for him. Anyway, so right toward the end of the transaction, she says something about setting it up tonight, and it's late. And I said, well, I probably won't be able to set it up tonight, or we probably won't be able to set it up tonight because, I need to get sheets, that kind of thing, put something on it, and some, bedding and whatever. And when we leave, he jumps down my throat and says, starts yelling at me and says, you're being controlling, you want to control everything. And I was like, okay, what did I say or do that was controlling? I mean, I really didn't say anything. I'm just dumbfounded, because he's yelling and I'm controlling. And I was like, I really didn't say or do anything, really. I mean, except made the comment that probably wouldn't be able to set it up because I still need to go to the store, get bedding and stuff. Anyway, and he says, it's my money. It's, he says, you're being controlling. You said something about not setting up the bed, the futon tonight, and it's my money. It's my futon, it's my money, my futon. I bought it, and it's mine. And I'm like, okay. So you just, I don't know what the word is. So you just sandbagged me, basically. You sandbagged me. You told me every single day that we needed to go and get a futon because I need a place to sleep besides the car. Yet when we go to the futon store and we get the futon's really for him. And I'm like, why do all that? I mean, why not just, he could have drove that crappy car down there and did it on his own time. He didn't need my help to go get a futon. He could have gotten in that car, drove it down there, and it's not far. It's only a couple miles. He could have driven the crappy car down there and shoved it in the trunk and come home with it and set it up and done his thing. He didn't need me to do any of this. I mean, I didn't need to be a part of it. I mean, he could have done it on his own time. Not wasting any of my time doing this. Instead, he says, well, we need to go to the futon store. Why? I mean, he's driving he's driving a crappy Ford Taurus. I mean, it's got as much room as the one I'm in. Probably more. I mean, granted, he's got full of his tools, but, granted, he's got the car, hold on, my hand's really bothering me today. Anyway, so I feel like, I feel like I got sandbagged. I mean, he's talking about getting a futon for me, but in reality, it was for him, and he could have done this on his own time without wasting mine. I mean, I didn't need to be there. I mean, I didn't even need to be there at all, because it's not for me. I mean, he made that pretty clear, when he comes out and says, you're being controlling. It's my, it's my money that bought the futon. It's mine. You're just being controlling. And I'm like, okay. So you basically sandbagged me. I mean, why do that? I mean, why? I mean, why? Not that I'm not okay with my situation. I am. I'm alive. And again, guys, I don't mean to get emotional. It's just, I feel like that I've had so many things this year working against me. 5 vehicles. A car they can't fix. And that car was, I could not make a bed. The one thing about the Taurus that I tried to do, trust me, I tried to do it. I tried to lay the seats down, tried to get the seats down. I was not able to do that. There's probably a trick to getting them down, but I couldn't get them down. And to try to make a bed into the back. I was very disappointed when I found this out. I was just very heartbroken. That was a sad day for me, because I wanted a van. I wasn't able to find it. Anyway, there's probably a trick to getting the seats down. They may not go flat. I don't know, because they're not split folding seats. So I don't know. I really don't know. But I was okay with that car, because I could sleep in the front seat and I could do it fairly comfortably. And I got used to it, and it really wasn't that bad. And then I got used to my Focus, and I was doing it in that one. Of course, I knew it was time. I needed to get in. In fact, I was down to that last car, and I knew I was going to have to find something else. Again, I was trying to find a van, trying to find something that would be more comfortable. But, you know, because I'm on the road all the time with my job. I'm traveling all the time. You know, it's just the way it is, you know, and I want something more comfortable. But I knew that I needed to find something else. Anyway, fast forward to today. I'm like, he kept telling me, you know, that he was buying the futon for me. I mean, he kept saying, you know, well, I'm going to get a futon in here so, you know, you have a place to sleep. Well, so you're here. Well, it's mine. It's my money. You're being controlling. That doesn't sound like the futon's for me. That sounds like that's the futon's for him, and I just got sandbagged. Or he lied. You know, he just lied. And I think that's, I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay, you know. I mean, I'm gonna be okay. I mean, I have to be okay. Right now, this is the situation I'm in. I've got to wait until everything is sorted. You know, right now, I'm just making the best of a bad situation. You know, I'm in the front seat of a car that you know, and I like the car. I do like this particular car that I've borrowed. I do like it. I test drove a Hyundai Sonata. I really liked it. And I've test driven a couple of others, you know, that I really like too. But I mean, I guess it's just the whole being, you know, being bagged. I guess that was my thing. I mean, you know, and then on the way home, I say, well, you know, he tells me, well, I bought the futon. I'm gonna let you be responsible for buying the bedding. I'm like, you want me to buy the bedding for a bed that's gonna be yours? I mean, I don't need to buy bedding. You know, you can go to the Goodwill or Walmart or wherever, just as good as I can. You know, and why should I spend my money on bedding for a bed that's not going to be mine? I mean, it's not mine. I'm not going to be sleeping on it. And I'm not sure if he thinks we're going to be sharing it. You know, I don't know what he thinks on that. Maybe he thinks we're going to share it. I don't know. Aside from the fact that I'm not doing that. I'm not sharing a bed with my ex-husband. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. And it's only a double. You know, it's only a double. It's not a queen. So I'm definitely not sharing a double bed with my ex-husband, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So, I mean, if I got really sick or something, I would have to. I mean, for obvious reasons. If I was in this area and I got really sick and I could barely drag from the bed to the bathroom, yeah, I'd probably have to sleep in the bed, whether I like, you know, share it, whether I liked it or not, simply because I have no, you know, I'd have no choice. You know, or my back gets really bad, and you know, whatever happened, you know, if I got really sick or was in a lot of pain or something, you know, and then I would probably have to, you know, I would have to share the bed, and I would just have to tough it out, I guess. But that's not what I'm going to do. You know, we tried sharing a house before, and, you know, that didn't work. And I'm just, you know, he just treated, you know, I mean, it didn't work. I mean, you know, we tried, and he just treated me badly, you know, and I don't want to be treated badly. I don't have to be treated badly. The truth is, and this is the bottom line, I would rather sleep in the front seat of my car not be that comfortable. I do sleep because I've gotten used to it. I'm not that comfortable. But, you know, I've definitely gotten used to it over, you know, I definitely got used to it. I mean, and I've talked about this in other videos where when I started out, you know, this is what I did. You know, we would get into fights, I would leave, and yeah, excuse me, I'm just beat, really. I would sleep, you know, in the car, back seat, front seat, whatever. I tried to make a little bed in the back seat of this car. That didn't work too good. Could be because it's a little cold, you know, and it's got leather seats, so I'm not too hip on that. Anyway, so that's where I'm at, you know. But the bottom line is, I would rather just sleep in the front seat of the car and not be that comfortable, because I mean, hopefully I'll figure something out. If not, I'll get used to it, you know. You know, it kind of doesn't fall under, you know, when you're not sleeping really good, it definitely does not fall under self-care, you know. I guess my self-care is a little bad, but I mean, right now I'm doing what I can. I'm doing the best I can. I'm working with what I have, and when I do something else, I'm gonna see what I can do. I will try my best to be able to try to make some bedding and padding, and, you know, I've got an ideal, you know, of what I can do. Definitely some definitely pad it, definitely maybe some yoga mats, something, you know, if it's a split folding, you know, and the trunk's big enough, maybe I can make a bed into the trunk. I can try. If that doesn't work, I don't know. I'm going to be really, really, really disappointed and really, really, you know, really not happy about it. But, you know, I still got my boat, you know. I can, you know, I'm on the road, you know. I can just do less traveling, you know. Honestly, I can just go back to my boat, spend more time on the boat and less time on the road, you know, and then, you know, and then only stay on the road for a week, you know, a few days at a time or a week at a time, you know, and then go back to the boat, you know, just do it that way. If that's, you know, and maybe, you know, for right now, you know, until I'm sorted, until I get a van, or till something, you know, or I can do something else, then that may be how I have to do it. Because that's what I did before, you know. I would go home, you know, I would go out in my car for a week or two, like I've said in previous videos, and I'd be on the road for a week, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe sometimes even 2 or 3 months, and I'd come home, you know. And then I'd stay and I'd sleep in a bed for a while, you know, and then after a while, usually it was me and my ex-husband were sharing a place, and then I'd get fed up with him, you know, and I'd leave. But, you know, and after I was on my boat, you know, usually I'd be on the boat for a little while, and then work would call, and I'd have to go back out on the road. But I wasn't doing it full time, you know. I mean, and until I can do something better, I don't know how that's going to work, because I can't. There's no way I'm not doing the full time thing. I can't. Not right now. I'm at a place where I just can't. And I mean, I suppose if I were forced to, I could, but my self-care, sleeping, and whatever would not be in a place where I needed to be. I would be just not in a place where I needed to be. So that's, guess that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've talked about this before. When I went out to Texas and I was in my Ford Focus, I walked a lot because the sleeping arrangements in the Ford Focus were not great. I slept in the front seat, and I traveled. I think I traveled for 5 months or 6 months. I think I was in it for six months or something like that, maybe 6 or 7. And maybe 8. It might have been 8, because I know I started my travels, I think, in January. In fact, I went through my pictures going back to that time, and that's got, you know, that's affecting my mood too. I know it is. But anyways, I went all the way back to January of that year. It was 2017, and so it's from January until about August. So I was there. I was about 7 or 8 months in the car, about 8 months. And then I came home, and I stayed, you know, went home, and I went home for a while, you know, and slept in a bed for a while. And then, I don't know, at some point, I guess, you know, either I went back out on the road with work or something. I don't know, but don't remember. But so I was at home for a little while, and then I went back out on the road, and I did that, and I've done that off and on. And then when I was with my ex-boyfriend, as I've explained, I was with him for a year, and then, you know, and then things got to the point where I couldn't stay with him anymore. And between him, his behavior, and his parrot, he has an extremely aggressive African gray parrot, and it's just got too much. So I left, and I added it up. I've been in my vehicle pretty much full-time, almost full-time. I'd say full-time, since May of last year. No, I take that back. Let me rephrase that. No. Let me rephrase. I have been traveling full-time since May of last year, but I have not been in my vehicle since May. Anyway, I've been traveling full-time since May of last year, May of 2020. It is now March of 2021. And I was full-time traveling, but I didn't leave my ex-boyfriend's house until I think last of July. And so basically I've been full-timing since July of 2020. So about 8 months I've been pretty much full-timing. I was in my Ford Focus for about 5 of those months. So I was approaching that 6-month mark where I knew, you know, that I was going to have to get out of that car and find something bigger and more comfortable. I just knew, you know, I was going to have to do that. The car itself rode fine. It drove and handled great, but the sleeping was a little, you know, not great. I slept in the front seat, you know, when I traveled. And I've been on the road for a while because, you know, I've had a lot of work. I've had a lot of work in the last few months, you know, finding houses, meeting with sellers, so, you know, a lot of work that kept me on the road with the whole investment, you know, real estate investment thing. I've been, you know, working with my uncle and his business partners for a while. Anyway, and I will talk about that. I've said this before. I'll talk about that later, and then kind of later never comes. But anyway, that's where I'm at today. Today was just kind of a, you know, since the accident, I have only been able to maybe do one thing a day. I really have been dragging. I've just been totally beat since the accident. It has just been really a roller coaster ride. I have been up and down. I've been sick. I've been well. I've been in pain. Some days are better than others. Some days I'm in a lot more pain. Some days I'm not. It's kind of a roller coaster. I have my first doctor's appointment with, the attorney made me an appointment. Anyway, and as I've explained in other videos, I do have an attorney for the accident that I was in. I have my first, appointment with a pain management center on Monday. And then I have, another appointment on Wednesday. I guess the doctor's going to take the stitches out of my face where he did a biopsy. I'm not sure. But anyways, I got my first appointment on Monday. And then I have another doctor's appointment on Wednesday for the stitches in my face. And after that, I don't know. But as of right now, that I know that's where I'm at now. And I actually was so tired. Yesterday was pouring down the rain all day. And I didn't even want to go out. I didn't even want to get out of my car. So I just, you know, I came to the house. I sat up, watched some TV, you know, and that was it. And then the chairs, I've talked to you about this before. Talk to you guys about this. You know, the chairs are straight. The patio furniture, they're not that comfortable. And I finally just said, you know, I mean, I can only sit in them for a little bit, and then I have no choice. I have to get out of them. So, I'll sit for a little bit, you know, watch a little TV, you know, and I'm kind of getting into this little bad habit, you know. My ex-husband keeps a lot of junk food, a lot of candy, a lot of cake, a lot of, not cake so much, but ice cream, that kind of thing. And then I've been eating, you know, and I've put on a little bit of weight. And I'm not wanting to do that because, I mean, I'm eating my food, you know. And when I was on the road before, I was eating very, very slim. I mean, I would eat maybe a snack of some crackers in the early day. And then it probably wasn't eating as healthy as I should, though. But then at night, I would eat my fruit. Sometimes during the day, I would eat a little tuna. And then at night, I would eat a little bit of fruit. That was, you know, I was eating very minimal. You know, I was eating just a little protein in the middle of the day. You know, sometimes a salad, but mostly a little tuna, you know, just get a little protein. And then maybe fruit, fresh fruit at night. And you know, and that's kind of where I want to be. Now, I ate my fruit last night. Still ended up eating a little too much. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, I mean, it's just fresh fruit. But anyway, so today's been, like I said, I have been beat every day. I'm getting maybe one thing a day done. And so that's why it's taken me a lot longer than I wanted to do something else. Of course, I'm still hoping, I might be able to find that van, but I don't think I'm gonna. I gotta just make a decision. I'm not finding what I want, so I'm just gonna do something. Anyway, I promised that in the next video, the last video, I promised that I would show you how I've organized organized everything, and this is the way it's gonna go. The organization I've got going, I've pretty much got everything organized now. All my clothes are organized, my personal products are organized, everything I'm going to carry with me when I'm on the road is organized, except for one bag. There's one bag left that I have not organized. So really today I didn't get anything done, except for making an appointment with the doctor. They called me and I made an appointment, and getting my glasses. I really haven't done anything else. So but I do need some more masks. My ex-husband just keeps stealing my masks. He won't wash his own, so he just steals mine. But I do have one more bag that I need to organize. I need to get, I had some makeup in it, but I do have my knee brace and my ankle brace, and I definitely want those things with me in case I ever have an issue, because last year I had a lot of issues with my knee and my ankle, and so I have to have my braces in case I have to have them. In fact, last year, my ankle brace stayed on my ankle for like 3 months straight, so that was rough. I was on a cane. I was on a cane last year, so it was pretty rough last year too. But anyways, after getting sick, anyway, I know I promised in the next video I would go over, some of the, I've organized. Well, hopefully I will get to the organization and show you how I've organized. I got that one bag left that I need to organize, but everything else is completely organized. I even got my little shoebox, plastic container I got at Walmart with my food, my snacks I put in it, and everything fits in the trunk. Really nice. So whatever I get, regardless of what kind of vehicle I get, I've scaled it down. I have nothing. I don't have a cooler, and that's something for me. I've been kind of thinking, maybe if I had the room, I would maybe try to get a little cooler, put some food in, but I really don't, I don't know. I just go with dried foods, like tuna pouches and things that, don't go bad, and I keep those in my little shoebox or my little plastic container. And so I don't have a cooler. I don't have anything to keep anything cold. I just don't drink it cold. I just don't drink it cold. But when it gets hot, summertime, it's a little harder. I just, when it gets summer, I just basically buy my drinks cold, and water, I don't have to have cold. I can drink that, room temp, and it's okay. And the Focus, I would keep most of my bottles of whatever Powerade or water right behind the seat, and they actually stayed cool. They stayed really cool. They didn't get hot or anything, because they were never exposed to the sunlight. So they would stay right behind the seat, and they stay perfectly fine, perfectly cool. That's not what I'm going to do in this car. I've organized it a lot better. Even got me a little bag for my dirty laundry. So I've organized a lot better. But if I do put my drinks, now I had gotten in a habit of putting my drinks in the hatch of the other car, so I will probably continue with that little method, of just putting drinks in the darkest area of the trunk, to kind of keep them, halfway cool, not cool, but, halfway. Because I've never traveled with a cooler or anything like that. I don't have, I don't travel with a cooler. I don't travel with any way to make anything, try to cook anything. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't even try. I don't have the room, and I'm not even, because the one thing that I am determined to do is if I have to buy a sedan, I am most certainly going to keep I'm going to keep both front seats clear. That's not something I did in the other car. My Focus, I was just a literal mess. I had a mess in the front seat. I had a mess in the back seat. The trunk was full. I had the driver's seat was the only thing that was clear. And the Taurus, the same thing. Well, this car, I'm not doing that. I've made a decision. I'm not doing that. The only thing that I will say that I keep in the front seat of this car is I do have a little bag with some snacks. I do have a little small bag that I keep snacks in, and my crackers. And that's because my little boxes of Cheez-Its or potato chips or whatever, they will not fit into, they won't fit in my plastic storage container. They won't. So I keep them in a little bag, just a little Walmart bag or whatever, in the front seat of the car. And so right now I got one little bag, and all I've got in it is a Cheez-It box and some, I think some potato chips and maybe a couple of granola bars or something. And that's it. And that's all I keep. Whatever I'm, you know, that's it. I just keep my crackers, because I do eat a few Cheez-Its or a few crackers or something like that with my fruit. Just a few. So I've got that in my bag, and that's all I keep in my bag. And I think I have one other bag with a bottle, you know, like one bag with a couple bottles of water. I have that. And I've got to try to get that organized too a little better. Right now it's just laying behind seats, you know, so I got to do a little something with that, get that organized. You know, make a place for it in the back of the car, something. But if I can find a car with a big enough trunk, I'm going to have enough room to be able to, you know, I got to have enough room. Anyway, so that's where I'm at right now. And today was, like I said, beat. I made a mistake of thinking, you know, when he kept talking about a futon, that I guess for whatever stupid reason, I thought, you know, he was getting it for me. I mean, that's what he kept saying. He kept saying he was buying it for me. Well, I learned my lesson today. It's not. It's for him. Now, like I said, I don't know if he thinks we're going to share it. I really don't know what he thinks on that one, but I'm not really into that. But anyway, this was more, the last 3 videos, I have not offered up anything that is good. I mean, it's helpful. I mean, the only thing I can honestly say is that sharing a place with someone else that's for the dogs. It's no good. And if you're dealing with someone like I am, and my ex-husband is an alcoholic, he's been clean he's been dry, you know, not drinking for the last, like, couple weeks, whatever. He always goes back to it eventually, and it is a toxic situation. I know that. And that's part of the reason that I only stay in this situation for the shortest amount of time that I can. And even if sleeping in my car, even if I'm sleeping in the front seat and it's not comfortable and it's not the best situation, and it may not be the best self-care, it's better than the alternative, and the alternative is being in a toxic situation. That's not good for my blood pressure. It's just not good. And I guess that if you want to take away anything from this video, if you're living in a toxic situation, it's not good. It's simply not good. It's no good. Anyway, I'm going to end for now. I've blathered on long enough, and I just haven't really offered anything that's all that helpful, other than just try to do your best to get out of a toxic situation if you're in it. Whatever you can do just to get out of it. Anyway, I'm going to end for now. I hope everyone has a good day, good night.